Summertime is the season that invites abundance, is the season that calls bounty, growth, blooming, and at the same time, because the days are longer, there's a lot of fire energy. The theme of La Tia, when you embody the season of summer and you embody La Tia, it's this really passionate and confident and like bold. And that Tia that you may have or you may have heard of, or your friend has a Tia like that, that is just independent. What do you want in life? What do you want your life to be? What do you want your life to look like? If you want to go deeper, what do you want your legacy to be? Hello, everyone. This is Pam, the Café con Pam, the bilingual podcast that features Latine and people of the global majority who break barriers, change lives, and make this world a better place. Welcome to episode 365 of Café con Pam. Today, we have a conversation with myself. It's just you and me. I actually had this whole episode planned. It was going to be about something else, and then my computer decided to not work. I mean, it was working, but I had to do a hard reset, and I didn't necessarily lose work because I have most things on the cloud, but I think instead of the message that I receive is you don't need to talk about that. You need to talk about summer, and you need to talk about summer solstice and what happens and this mid-year review. And so today we're going to talk about a kind of like off script episode. And I do have notes. If you're watching this, I do have my notes. It's just a little bit kind of like off the cuff, so we'll see how we do, but I hope you can keep up. I want to keep it as short as possible, so let's start with the season of summer. So right now, you are watching this, or this episode is being released the day after I do quarterly planning with Mani's members. And we do quarterly planning because it aligns mainly with the seasons, with the 4 seasons of the earth. And this time is the middle of the year. It's summertime. We just had summer solstice in the northern hemisphere, which is where I live. And to get started, what is summer solstice? Is that moment when the sun reaches the highest position in the sky. This means that summer solstice is the longest day and the shortest night of the year. And that was on June 20th of 2024. The energy of summer, if you've ever heard me talk about working with the seasons, summertime is the season that invites abundance, is the season that calls bounty, growth, blooming, and at the same time, because the days are longer, there's a lot of fire energy. There's a lot of fast-pacedness. There's a lot of kind of urgency that comes naturally with summer because it's hot. And so now this is not to go into urgency culture. This is to simply tune into the abundance, and also it calls for pleasure for summer. I have an archetype. I created 4 archetypes for the 4 seasons. The archetype of summer is La Tia. It's the very confident one. I'm going to see if I can put a picture of the Tia archetype that I drew in the show notes maybe. And the theme of La Tia, when you embody the season of summer and you embody La Tia, it's this really passionate and confident and like bold. And that Tia that you may have or you may have heard of, or your friend has a Tia like that, that is just independent. In my story of this archetype, La Tia, that I created, she is a queer woman. She is loud and she's proud, and she shows up to remind you how powerful you are. She reminds you to stand in your truth. She moves with the rhythm of the wind. She reminds us that we are worth creating a life filled with pleasure, with leisure, and with abundance. The Tia really is the one that is always there to also help you purge, to also help you say, you don't need that anymore. It's okay to release it. The Tia shows up to invite us or remind us that creativity is a way to help us stand in your inner power. This season, if you're resonating with this summer, that's what summer invites us to do, to embody this energy of la tia, of like, you know what? I'm bold, I'm strong, I'm confident, I got this. So I hope you resonate with that. Now, we're going to move into the review. So we are in the middle of the year, what we consider the middle of the year. It's summertime, but it's according to the Gregorian calendar, which is what we use to track time. We're in the middle of it, in the middle of those 12 months that we call a year. And this also invites, summer is great, and the middle of the year invites us to do a review. What has happened? Where are we in this moment? And where do we want to go after this? And so this is where we can tune into the mid-year review that I send every year. I'm sure if you get my emails, you can go back into your archives. If not, I'll send this week. And if you want to get yours first, we'll have a link in the show notes so you can sign up and get and download your life wheel or your mid-year review. And so in your mid-year review, you have your life wheel. And the life wheel is a tool that I've used for a long, long time. And it truly has helped me understand where am I in life. And this comes from a place without judgment. It's very playful and creative. So that's why I think summer is great to do a mid-year review, because you are in this energy of like, let's have fun with it. Let's invite pleasure into this. And so find a nice and cozy playlist, or if you want to play reggaeton, whatever you want to play that makes you feel good. Pour yourself a good cup of whatever you want that makes you feel good. It could be a fresh summer drink. It could be cafecito or an iced tea, whatever you want. And really sit down and explore, how are you feeling in your life in this moment? And if you want to follow along and you don't want to download anything, I can quickly go over the categories of your life wheel. If you wanted to do this kind of like on a list, you can do that absolutely. And basically, the question is to rate from 0 to 10. 0 is not satisfied at all. 10 is very satisfied. This is the best I feel about this category. We're going to start with body movement. 0, I'm not satisfied with that in my life. 10, I'm very satisfied. Nutrition and health. Self-love and self-care. Family. Relationships. Romance. Mental health and wellness. Adventure and travel. Personal development and learning. Spirituality. Career. And wealth and finance. So you can go through your list. Of course, I hope you paused me and actually gave yourself the time to ponder 0 to 10. And then the idea is for you to look at the categories that are the lowest and the categories that are the highest. So the categories that are the lowest, those are likely the ones that you want to work on for the rest of the year. Of course, you're always in control. You can decide. You want to prioritize that or you do not. But it does give you kind of like a clear picture on what needs to be worked on in your life. So then once you have a look at your life wheel, the next step is to then ask yourself, where do I want to go? And if we were doing quarterly planning, this is where I take you through this meditative exercise where we go and ask future you, what is good for you? Something that you can do very easily is tune into your breath. Find yourself in a place where you are relaxed, calm, cool, collected. You can go into a meditative state if you are called to that. You can dance, you can do whatever gets you into a good mood, and think about, what do I want in my life? What do I want to be known for? What do I want my life to look like? And allow yourself to journal it or record it, pull out your recording, and just brainstorm out loud. So that's something that I really invite you to take the time to do it. I do my mid-year review every June, and it almost takes me half a month, frankly, because I write it and then I sleep on it and then I come back the next day at a different time and then I review it and then I keep writing more. And so this is not something that it's a once and a sit down, but you're worth taking that time for yourself. Then the next step is to ask yourself, who is that person? Who is she, he, they? Who are they that already has what I want? And this is an exercise of future visioning that can allow you to embody the Tia energy, the summer energy of that person already has it. Because the Tia is the one that's like, whatever you want, you can achieve. And so with asking yourself that question, who is she? Who is he? Who are they? It allows you to then step into that person that already created it. And there's going to be self-doubt. There's going to be whispers that may come as you are writing this, of course. Allow the whispers to exist. Say thank you to them. Those are simply showing up to support you and to protect you from potential danger that may exist. And so allow yourself to do some other brain dump into who is that person who already has it. And the last question is, what needs to happen today? What needs to happen this week? What needs to happen this month? So that I get closer to that person that already has it. It's a very simple exercise that can help you with your mid-year review, can help you kind of like get back into center, because lots of things have happened. Lots of things are still happening. Life is still lifing. The world is still falling apart. And you may feel like a little bit discombobulated with what you want and where you want to go in life. And so my goal is that with this exercise, you're able to get back to center a little bit. Embody the energy of summer. Allow the Tia to come in and support you with her own boldness and her confidence and her own belief in herself, that she so believes in herself so much. That's it. It's a very relatively simple exercise. So to recap, you want to first explore, where are you in life? Take a look at your life wheel. Make the list if you don't have a life wheel. Download the life wheel from my website, cafeconmap.com. And that's where the mid-year review will be with these questions. So if you're driving, if you want to remember, here's the recap. First, where is life right now? Go through your life wheel. Go through the categories. What needs to be prioritized in this moment? You may resonate with the results of your life wheel. Sometimes people are like, you know what? That's still not a priority. So I'm going to keep focusing on this other thing. Great. Whatever works for you. Then ask yourself 3 questions. Uno, what do you want? What do you want in life? What do you want your life to be? What do you want your life to look like? If you want to go deeper, what do you want your legacy to be? Dos, who is that person that already has it? Who is that future self that already created that life that you want? What do they wear? What does she look like? Where does she shop, or do they shop? Does he shop? Y número 3, what is one thing? Let's start with one thing that I can do today to get closer to that. And one thing could be very simple. One thing could be, you know what? I'm just going to make the deliberate choice to go to bed early, because future me goes to bed early. So what I can do today to get closer to that is I'm going to go to bed early. I'm going to make sure I hydrate. I'm going to take all my vitamins when I need to take my vitamins, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So in the worksheet that I give you, there is a whole space for you to brain dump all of the thoughts of what are the action items that you want to take to get closer to that version of you. Because without action, there's inertia. And when there's no movement, we can't move forward. We're literally stuck. And so that's why the third question is so important, to make sure you achieve whatever it is that you want, because it will get you, even if it's one tiny step. All right, listeners, that was my video. I want to get it below 20 minutes. I think we're going to make it happen. Thank you so much for being here today. Please do let me know if this was useful and helpful. Screenshot, tag me, Tell me, I would love to hear your goals. I would love to hear what you want to do. I would love to hear, even if you have questions about this episode, if I went too fast or maybe I gave you not enough information and you want more, please do send me a DM at Cafe Con Pan Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. I am more on Instagram than Facebook. I think you all are more on Instagram and Facebook, frankly, but that's where we can continue the conversation. I really would love to know what you think of this episode. It's very unusual, but like I shared at the beginning of the episode, I was ready to record this other one about something completely different, and the universe was like, nope, it's going to be about allowing things to happen, about embodying summer, about being confident. Because even me sharing this, I am tuning into the energy of La Tia, because I don't know how you're going to react to this. So let me know. Let me know. Also, if you're on YouTube, please drop a comment. Let me know what you think. If you want more episodes like this, I can totally do a follow-up to this one with a tapping sequence to get you into that space. So let me know. Happy to do that. But I don't know until you tell me. So inviting all of the comments through all the places. Thank you so much for being here today. Aquí está. Este es el episodio. Espero que te haya gustado. Let me know, como siempre. Stay shining. Sabrosura pa' ti que